Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News. And we are unfortunately starting with some bad news this week. The 24th and so far final episode of Witch from Mercury will be delayed. But it is only one day, so instead of Suletta Sunday, we are now getting Miorine Monday. And for the occasion, on Twitter, the main Witch from Mercury hashtag, well, the two main Witch from Mercury hashtags now have a Suletta emoji next to them. That being G_witch and Suise no Majo, of course that being Witch from Mercury in Japanese. And what we also got this week was a massive online repository of Gunpla manuals. Well, an official one at least, because I'm sure many of you watching are familiar with Dalong or Dalong. And this is of course super useful, not just for people who lost their Gunpla manual or for people who bought a secondhand Gunpla that didn't come with the manual, but also for people like me who are interested in the lore of the mobile suits that is printed in the manual. Because yes, again, we did have websites like Dalong, but if you go to his older uploads, the pictures, the quality is good enough if you just want to build a model kit, but you can't quite read the small Japanese print. And you can actually do that with the new official website. The prints aren't as big as I would want them, but they are big enough so you can actually read everything in there. And just like the other day, I spent 15 minutes looking for my Master Grade DOM manual because I needed to double check something. And with this website, I could have done that in 15 seconds. So I will have the website linked down below, but there is one caveat if you're going to be using it in English. Because, well, the good news is it is fully functional in English, and the important sections do have English translations on them. But if you're going to look for a model kit, you have to put the name in all caps or it will not find what you're looking for. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I don't know why. Well, I have a somewhat of an idea why it's happening, but I don't understand why they made it like this. And I actually it was just a happy accident that I found out that it worked like that, because of course, what is the first mobile suit I'm gonna look up on a database like this? The Gym. GM. You have to write it in all caps. So I typed in Gym and I got all of the Gym model kits. Next up then, I typed in DOM because, like I said, that was the next thing that came to mind because I, earlier had to look something up for the DOM, and nothing came up. And, the DOM isn't some weird, obscure mobile suit or model kit, so it should have had the DOM on there. So I was okay, this is weird. And then I thought, could it be because of the capitalization? So I put in DOM in all caps, and lo and behold, everything popped up. Also, something to point out is that the English names are also really inconsistent and have quite some mistakes in them. I saw a Gelgok, a Rigdias as a single word, a Rigdias Quattoro color, the .o, the Zaku 2 white auger instead of ogre. The Zeta Gundam can be found as just Zeta Gundam as you'd expect, the Z Gundam or the Z Dash Gundam, and there's probably still a lot more that I didn't encounter. Also, at the moment, the website pretty much has every model kit from 2000 onwards, along with master grades and perfect grades from the 90s, and more and older kits will be added as time goes on. And staying with Gunpla, we have this delightfully retro-colored Zaku. The high-grade Zaku mass production type Riko custom. Although the official English text says that it is the high-grade 1/144 scale Riko Zaku plastic model and Riko version. I think something went a bit wrong with the translation software. At first I found the color scheme a bit out there, but like I quickly grew to like it. And what I also really love is the retro styled box that it's in. It's just like really reminiscent of the 80s model kit boxes. What I like a bit less then is the price tag. At 2,530 yen, 19 US, it is quite a bit more expensive than its standard counterpart. And the only extra thing that it comes with is like a slide of water slides, but that is just what you get with Premium Bandai. And this thing will be coming your way in December. Next up then, the Master Grade Kempfer Shue, Master Grade Gundam Stormbringer Fatal Ash / Gem Turbulence, High Grade Wald Zaku, and High Grade Selma Zaku are getting a second round of pre-orders, and Egba Zaku is getting a fourth round of pre-orders, of course over at Japanese Premium Bandai. On the figure front then, Tamashii Nations announced that we'll be getting a Suletta figure in her regular uniform with an option set, which includes the e-scooter with orange haro. More details will be released later on, alongside whether or not this is going to be a standard release or a premium release, because I didn't see that mentioned anywhere either. And talking about limited releases, the Robot Spirits Zaku 2 F2 Rangefinder version anime has gone up for pre-order on P-Bandai for 9,350 yen, 66 US, and it'll be blasting its way to your door in November. It's got a Gatling shield, rocket boosters, specialized backpack, and specialized targeting gun. On the gaming front then, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, they are celebrating the game's 5th anniversary with a bunch of things. The RX-93FF new Gundam joins the fray and can be gotten through a boosted supply drop. There's a free supply drop once a day, and there's also the White Devil campaign with special missions to get things related to Amuro Ray. Meanwhile, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for Steam, the connection still sucks, but at the moment of recording, they are doing server maintenance, so let's hope for the best. Also, there were apparently issues with getting the daily rewards, which is something that should be fixed after this maintenance. Hopefully. And to celebrate the Steam launch, G Fuel is doing a giveaway of their Banshee and Unicorn themed shaker cups. All you have to do is like their tweet, retweet it, and follow them on Twitter. I'll have that tweet linked down below. Next up then, the Bonds of the Battlefield 2 arcade game will be getting the Pale Rider and Blue Destiny Unit 2 on July the 5th, and UC Engage has released their latest information video. I'll have the full thing linked down below if you want to check it out. Of course, it is completely in Japanese, but the main things are that Banager Lynx and the Full Armor Unicorn Gundam Destroy Mode are joining. We're getting a new UC Engage original machine, the Gelgook L, which uses a giant lance, and we're getting a new story mission from the 1 Year War with animation that fits perfectly with the style of like the compilation movies. When I was watching it, I wasn't completely sure that they were new animations. Like, I was almost certain that I hadn't seen them before, but it wasn't until I saw Char's custom Rigdom pop up that I was like 100% sure that this is all new stuff, but just in a style that is so close and also just looks really good. I don't personally care too much for UC Engage. Okay, not at all, to be honest, but if we're getting animations like this, I am all for it. And in other news, last year's Char McDonald's campaign won the 2023 Japan Character Award for the Best Licensed Promotion Campaign. This week's Mobile Suit Girl is the Acguy Girl, who uses the Acguy's arms as back-mounted weapons, and its head as a giant adorable helmet. And then over at the Gundam Factory Yokohama, they'll be holding the Gundam Factory Yokohama Illumination 2023 featuring Gundam Build Metaverse from July the 22nd until September the 3rd. during which you can get this special coaster with a drink. Also from July the 22nd, they're starting the sale of night tickets, which are cheaper tickets that allow entry at 7 p.m. And they're also holding a photo competition. The theme is Twilight or Night Moving Gundam. You can enter from July the 8th until the 30th. And all you have to do to enter is post your picture on Twitter with the hashtag GFY_photocon. All submitted pictures will be uploaded to the official Gundam Factory Yokohama website, and the 3 best ones, selected by the staff, can be voted on by visitors. And the winning picture will become the top image of the Gundam Factory Yokohama official website. So, no physical prizes, meaning that I'm guessing anyone can enter. As for the things you could get this week then, last week Friday, the new WfM Mercury Aqueous paints were released, being the Lefrith Ur Green, Lefrith Thorn Brown, and Ariel Rebuild Blue for 253 yen each, around 2 US. On Sunday, we had a case of the Deja Vus, with the first lineup of the MS Mechanical bust reappearing in Gachapon machines across Japan, meaning that for 500 yen a spin, you can get the new Gundam's armor in standard colors, the new Gundam's armor in clear colors, or the inner frame, which also has the lighting unit. So you'll need at least 1,000 yen, or 7 US, to get a full new Gundam bust. May your luck be better than mine. I will never forget. And then yesterday, the 4th volume of WfM Mercury was released on Blu-ray and DVD. And the Blu-ray set comes with some really cool extras, like another issue of the Aztecastia Student Journal and a drama CD containing 2 episodes. Episode 3, the Dueling Committee Troop, and Episode 4, the Earth House Detective Club. For this week's reading material, then, there was the August edition of Shonen Sunday S Special, in which Gundam Aggressor is being serialized, the July issue of Grand Jump Mucha, in which Gundam Rust Horizon is being serialized, the August issue of Hobby Japan, featuring the high-grade Gun Volva, Dead Scythe Hell, Jim Moroccan Front Spec, and Aqua Humbrabi 2, the August issue of Model Graphics, featuring the Master Grade Zeta Gundam version Katoki, Gundam Forward Volume 11, featuring a special on Gundam Seed's GATX series, and also contains information on the upcoming built universe, the August issue of Gundam Ace, with a special on Gundam Wing Frozen Teardrop of all things, and then we also got 3 Tankobon volumes. The first volume of Crossbone Gundam Love and Peace, as in pieces of a puzzle, the 9th volume of Gundam F90 Fastest Formula, and the 2nd volume of the WfM Mercury novel. And as with the first volume, it mainly covers what we saw in the anime, but also adds in some extra details and an extra story with Miorine's former groom. So I'm assuming that they're talking here about the self-proclaimed one. It also has Mobile Suit Archives and an 8-page interview with Kana Ichinose, who is of course the voice actress of Suletta. On to the Gundam apparel news then, where we got some good news for the Space Zeeks. Cosplay will be re-releasing the Zeon normal suit moss color version in early December. A bit too late for Halloween, but still allows you to have a Zeon-themed Christmas. The set comes with the jacket, pants, belt, gloves, and boot covers. And for only 15,400 yen, which is around 110-120 US, this set does understandably cut some corners. Many of the things that should be three-dimensional are just printed on, and it is especially obvious with the very anemic belt. But still a cool thing to wear to a costume party or an anime convention. And it is not Premium Bandai limited. These trans-strip things are available in regular Japanese stores, both physical and online, so I will have a link to the costume down below on HobbyLink Japan. And the same goes for the next 2 sets. First up, we have the WfM Mercury Wet Color series. which just ran some Witch from Mercury character art through a watercolor filter and then printed them on some things. You can get a Suletta, Miorine, Guel, Elan 4, Shadiq, Nika, Choo-Choo, and Elan 5 design on a can magnet batch for 5,280 yen, 40-ish US, or an acrylic keychain for 6,600 yen, around 50-ish US. And just to be sure, those are not the prices per piece, those are the prices for all 8 of them. That would have been horrible. And then for 935 yen, which is like 8 US, you can get one of 3 sets of hair clips. There's Suletta and Miorine, Suletta and Guel, and Miorine and Shadiq. And then the second set consists of 3 types of phone tap straps. They're styled after Gundam Inc. employee cards to kind of give you the feeling that you are working for Gundam Inc. And I guess the point of these is to allow you to hang your smartphone from your neck, which would worry me for 2 reasons. One, I would kind of feel like I'm just inviting everyone to steal my phone. And 2, with the way that it's connected, I'm afraid that the tap of the card would wedge my phone out of its case and would cause it to drop to the floor. But my maybe unfounded worries aside, all of these things are up for pre-order as we speak and are slated for an August release. From Bankore then, on Friday, pre-orders went live for the Mobile Suit Gundam Baseball Series, featuring various items with a really cool Earth Federation Space Forces baseball logo. And one thing that I didn't immediately notice is that the cross is a baseball bat and a beam saber. You can get it on a baseball shirt for 7,150 yen, 50 US, a regular shirt for 3,850 yen, 27 US, a cap for 4,070 yen, 28 US, and a face towel for 2,200 yen, 15 US. And finally on Suletta Sunday, we of course got some more Witch from Mercury stuff. First up, a Mr. Cool or Mr. Hot's key cover for 1,518 yen, 11 US. And when I first saw this, I thought it was their heads on a stake. I don't know if this is for people who love the pair or who hate the pair. Next up, we have the Season 2 ending scene acrylic stand for 3,850 yen, 27 US, which includes both a blue Miorine and a red Suletta with their hair down. And as you can tell from the images, the characters are also on a different plate from their shadow, giving it a nice 3D effect. And then last but not least, we got some really cool personal marks for the main characters. Suletta gets her treasured hairband and a hoge. Miorine gets what I guess is a snowflake with her commander antenna hair. Nika gets a nut and a gear because of her engineering prowess. Choo-Choo gets her second most defining feature, her floofy hair, with of course her most defining feature being her fists. Guel gets a flame because of his fiery personality. Elan gets something that I can't really place, and Shadiq has the male symbol pointing down because he's a dick. And you can get these symbols on a tote bag for 2,750 yen, 19 US, a face towel for 2,200 yen, 15 US, a pouch for 1,650 yen, 11 US, an acrylic keychain for 880 yen, 6 US, and an acrylic stand for 1,430 yen, 10 US. All of these Bankore items are slated for an August release, and if you want any of them, the link to both Bankore and the guide on how to buy from Bankore are of course down below. And as always, let's wrap things up with the polls. A few weeks ago, Gundam.info wanted to know what our favorite mobile suit is from Gundam Extreme Versus 2 Cross Boost. And the 4 options that they gave us ended up being pretty close together, so this was a very balanced poll. The massive full armor Double Zeta Gundam got 31.7%, which was very close to the Star Build Strike Gundam with 29.3%. And then for third place, we got another close call with the Turn X getting 20% and the Crossbone Gundam X2 Kai getting 19%. And that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.